I want to start this week by challenging something that many people do believe. If I just push harder, I'll get better results. I know that I have definitely been there. So that belief has probably served you well in the past, or maybe if you were in sports. But in our adult life, while we have work deadlines, we have parenting, decision fatigue, that chronic cognitive load, that same mentality can really subtly backfire. So, first, let's define stress clearly. Stress is not just emotional overwhelm, it is a physiological state where your body prioritizes survival over optimization. So, when stress becomes chronic, that cortisol stays elevated longer than intended. So, when we think about this, short term stress is actually helpful. It's good. It short-term cortisol is actually adaptive, but it's that chronic elevated cortisol that is not. So research shows that stress is associated with increased abdominal fat deposition, so more fat around your stomach, and difficulty in losing fat, even when calories are controlled. But here's the part that actually matters most for you. Stress doesn't just affect fat storage. It affects behavior. So under stress, we have reduced sleep, we have increased cravings, we have issues with impulse control, our non-exercise activity thermogenesis decreases, our recovery quality declines. So if we think about this, if we have reduced sleep, that leads to increased cravings. We also have reduced energy, and all of this increases our stress beyond just what's already actually making us stress. And this creates a bit of a loop. So that actually goes back through and repeats. So if we actually think about this, a common loop here is maybe you sleep 5 to 6 hours. You wake up, you're already behind, you push through the day, by 3 p.m. you're really craving carbs, and all at night you're overeating slightly. You feel a little frustrated, maybe you decide I'm going to tighten it up tomorrow, but you still stay up finishing tasks and end up sleeping even less. And overall, this is not a willpower issue. This is just a stress loop. So here is where we want to disrupt this. Now, if you are proud of handling stress well, I want you to ask yourself a couple things. Are you handling it, or are you actually absorbing it? This actually happened to me just recently. There were a lot of things that were coming up that I had to get done right away, along with some trips that we had to go on, and then the kids got sick, and it ended up being where I knew that sickness for me was coming, and it definitely did. And there are times when you can't avoid that, but we want to try to interrupt that cycle as much as possible, because high performers often normalize that chronic activation. But your nervous system doesn't grade on toughness. So it responds to input. So what are some of our minimum effective doses here? This week, we want to simply identify your most common stress loop. We're not going to try to fix it yet or anything. We just want to see it. So remember, if nothing changes, then nothing changes. Stress that goes unmanaged becomes stress that actually manages you.